and tonight's number is 58. Most people consider race relations worse than they were 1 year ago. 60% of whites felt that they were worse, while 60% of whites say that. 58% of blacks felt they were the same. 76% of blacks don't feel like they have the same opportunities of employment as white people, while 52% of white people think that they do. 87% of blacks don't think they have the same chances to receive equal justice as whites, while 50% of whites think blacks do. 65% of blacks feel Black Lives Matter focuses on racial discrimination, compared to 25% of whites. 59% of whites thinks Black Lives Matter distract from the real issues, compared to only 26% of blacks. And this last part, and then we'll talk about it. When asked about the 2016 election, 33% of whites and 19% of blacks polled felt race relations have been given too much attention, while 56% of blacks and 31% of whites think the topic's been given too little attention. America, I've said this on the show multiple times. I'm going to repeat it again. This Black Lives Matter thing is more than a thing. It's a movement. It's a group of people, right? And it's beyond that. It is a generation of people, both black, white, gay, straight, and different, who feel as though Black Lives Matter. And here's the thing. The truth is, and I've said this before on the show, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I've got to repeat it until people get it. We know all lives matter. What is in question is whether or not Black Lives Matter. And we live in a world where white privilege has become the dominant narrative. So people they don't even understand. Some people call it the invisible backpack. Other people call it invisible barriers. They don't understand the privilege they have as being a white person versus an African American doing the same thing. Right? Whether that be via stereotypes, via profiling, via just the community you're raised in. All these things impact economic outcomes. All these things impact whether or not a person's able to get a job, or whether or not a person's able to get equal justice in our justice system. America, we have a big problem. And you don't have to go far to see it. I wish I could say to you that, it's so hard to find a problem and blah, 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 blah. But that's just not true. All you've got to do is this, and I will ask anybody, my producers will tell you, the amount of people, it's not just one person. Well, there is not a good swap, but there's a percentage of Americans that are just downright racist. And you don't have to go far to see them. You can just go to my Twitter handle every time I'm on television. And it's not one person tweeting me. There's like 30 or 40 or 50 of them who feel as though they can call me the N-word. They can call me, they can say the president's from Kenya. You could have the guy at the Donald Trump rally last week who said the president's a Muslim. This is all part of the counter narrative to why we've developed a society where, people are saying Black Lives Matter. Police have been brutalized. Police violence on African American communities, white supremacy on African American communities has existed for eons. Finally, now it's being caught on tape, so people can't deny the facts. That's why we're having this conversation. That's why these polls look the way they look. But here's the thing, you can't deny it. It's like a big ass elephant in the room. So if we want to deal with it, if Republicans and white folks want it to go away, then deal with the elephant. But don't walk around it and think it's not going to shit on you, because it is.